Hello, it's Tiffany. Tiffany Kid here. And I wanted to just kind of blab, do a little rant sesh, if I may. So Gigi's here. He's in for the rant sesh. It's not really a rant. It's just me reflecting a little bit. Let me turn my radio down because I don't own the rights to the music in the background. So if it's down low, hopefully you can barely hear it. So what I wanted to talk about was something that just came to my mind, like this battle I've been having with myself for the past year or so. Okay, I'll put them on. All right. He's crazy. If they're not on my head, he will sit there and bite them and play with them. So yeah, this like battle I've had with myself for the past year or so really was just like I've been battling with me. Like my biggest enemy has been me, and I don't know about anyone else out there listening, but I'm sure you can relate. Like when you feel like you're literally like just going up against yourself. It's one of the worst things, but it's also like a gift because then you have the opportunity to work on yourself. So you're no longer your biggest enemy, but you're your biggest supporter, right? Because if you don't believe in you, then Lord knows it's going to be hard for other people too. So this battle I've been having with myself is trying to be my authentic self. Okay, so when this used to be really simple for me, I am like, I've usually been one of the most authentic, realist people you will meet. I don't really sugarcoat things. If I'm not in a good mood, I'm not going to pretend to be in a good mood. Like, I'm just not one of those people. So 3 years ago, I joined a direct sales company that kind of, I thought, put me in a position where I had to be this certain type of person that people wanted to see. Kind of like a watered down version of myself. So I started really like just removing certain facets of my life. Just because of what I thought others would think. So let me talk about that for a second. Like my social media, I started really like censoring it and caring what people thought and just like overthinking about like everything. And I will say one thing, like I will never, if I believe in something, if I have a passion for something, I am not going to keep my mouth shut about it. If I see something that's going on in my community, I'm going to speak out against it, right? So I'm not the type to bite my tongue. If I believe that there is an issue per se with police brutality in my community, then I have the right to speak out on that. So when I feel like I had to censor myself just to appease an audience on social media, it really put me in, like I said, like a battle with myself. Now, yes, having my own little direct sales business is awesome. Okay, I love it. I love the flexibility. I love being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And that's something I kind of forgot. I didn't realize that this is my business. If I want to speak out on anything I want to speak out on, I can do that. Will it hurt my business? Maybe. Maybe it will actually help my business because people know me as being me, not anybody else. So when I was out there acting like something I wasn't, I mean, my true friends and family recognize that. And then they see like that's kind of a problem because what happened was as I'm battling with myself and battling what to put out there and what not to put out there, I lost sight of who I really was. That's what happened. I lost sight of who I was. So while everything looked good, oh, I'm getting promoted to director, my team's doing great and like everything's going good. I was earning incentive trips. Everything looked good. But I had lost sight of who I was out there trying to be something. Not that I wasn't, but just this watered down version of me. And if I can't be who I truly am, then I can't be comfortable. And I think we can all agree to that. So the past year was a battle. But today I feel really good about myself. Today I feel more like my authentic 36-year-old self. And I'm glad to say that. So the point of this video basically is to like tell you, if you're trying to impress somebody, if you are forgetting who you are to fit someone else's mold or to fit some role that you think you have to be, Do not do that to yourself. You are beautiful just the way you are. People like you for the way you are. And when you lose sight of who you are, I mean, you really lose yourself. And nothing in this world is worth losing a piece of your soul while winning in the process, because then you're not really winning. So what I've discovered as I've been more in touch with myself and back to my authentic self, that shows. And it shows so much. I'm more confident today. I don't feel like I have to fit in. I think, that's something we've all dealt with in high school, and I don't want to deal with that again. So if you feel like, and I feel like today, it's really tough not to try to fit in. A lot of us are on social media, and there's so many social media standards. But look, I've talked about this before. The image people put out there on social media is not what their real life is. That is just the highlights of their life. People do not show their worst. Most people will not talk about their worst moments on social media. They will not talk about the depression they're going through. They will not talk about any of the troubles they're facing, but they will most certainly talk about their accolades and their accomplishments and the awards that they've gotten, and when they get a new job, when they get a promotion. But people don't want to talk about the fights within their relationships, like I said, staying in bed all day, the realness that life brings. People don't want to talk about that. And I understand that. But for me, talking about that stuff authentically, in my life on social media, I feel like it's so important on social media to show others that, look, life isn't all rainbows and butterflies. Everyone has bad moments, okay? It's not good to hide feelings such as depression and anxiety. And I feel like when someone's bold enough to express that, especially on a platform like social media where so many people can be viewing your viewpoints and your opinions, when you put that out there, that is just like amazing, because so many other people can relate to being in bed all day, can relate to having issues with family, can relate to, and I'm not saying like air your dirty laundry, but you get what I'm saying. That's what they can relate to. They can't relate to the super thin girl posting a mirror selfie. They can't relate to that. Maybe they can, but they can't. They can't relate to someone. Some people at certain points in our lives, we all reach success at different levels. So sometimes most people can't relate to someone being successful right now because they haven't reached that point in their life yet. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Just when you are your own worst enemy and you start battling with yourself, how long do you allow that battle to go on before you start working on yourself? Because that's what it did for me. It allowed me to work for myself. So that's about it. Have a blessed, what are we on today? Thursday? Is it Thursday or Wednesday? I don't know. Thursday evening. Bye.